Good afternoon, my name is Evan Laux. I'm doing a final presentation for animation production. Today is March 25th, 2016. I am part of Group 2. I did shots 2 and 5. We're going to take a look at shot 2 first, see what I did to change it, what needs to be improved, and what I actually improved on. One of the biggest things that I wish I had known about at the beginning of the month was the suggestion to tilt the character on an axis to make it more readable for his actions. Right now it's actually pretty difficult to see, but he's been turned at about a 45-degree angle according to the actual world, so that he would read better on the camera. It did turn out pretty well. I mean, you can see a little bit of it only if you're looking closely. But other than that, it actually turned out pretty nicely. Another thing that I was suggested to do was, for one of his poses when he was stretching, was to place his hand up on the wall, and that actually did turn out pretty well. So the biggest issue that I'm having trouble with here is that I feel like I rushed through this. Like, it's not so much that I rushed through all the work, but I feel like I tried to put too much into this small 4-second sequence. I could have slowed down quite a bit, had him just do a little bit of reaching, maybe just slow down his holds, make them a little longer, put a little more effort into his actual expressions rather than just have him zip through them. It feels, to me, when I'm looking back on it now, it actually feels like he's moving really fast, and that has to be the biggest thing that I'm having trouble with. But other than that, secondary actions, the posing, it all went pretty well. So the next shot we're going to work on is shot 5. This one was another troublemaker for me. There was a lot of bobblehead syndrome going on. There was a lot of unfocused movement. There's a lot being trying to scrunched into a 5-second window that I couldn't pull off, just like in shot 2. It was a very short camera shot, so like the teacher said, it's actually very difficult to get the short shots to work properly, because there's always something you're trying to fit in there, but you can't because there's just not time. This one didn't turn out too bad. There was a lot that I had to work and rework. In the end, though, it didn't turn out too bad. I mean, I could have done better. One of the biggest things that I'm having trouble with on this one, it was his expression, because he looks a little more serious in this one, but in the rest of the animation, he's supposed to look, well, he's the flamboyant guy. He's kind of energetic. He's not supposed to be this cranky type, and in this one, I just kind of gave him an irritated look, and that's something that I wasn't intending to do. So that's something I could have done better. The hands, they looked a little robotic, but I managed to actually fix them now. They're better than they were previously, and secondary motions were not a problem in this one. I mean, I was able to focus completely on just the character's emotions, their expressions, where he's looking, the hands. That's literally all I had to work on for this one. One of the things that actually threw me off in this was that for almost the entirety of the month, this wall that was around the camera shot, it turned out that for some reason, it just was not going to show up. So in the last couple of days, and in crunch time on the final day, I actually had to figure out how to turn this wall back on when it was in the camera mode, because for some reason it had managed to turn itself off, and I couldn't figure out how to get it to reactivate. So I just ended up inverting the UVs on the entire wall, and it showed back up. So that might be something to look into for students at a future date. Other than that, this flows fairly well. It's quite a bit slower actually than shot 2 turned out. I took quite a bit out that I was going to try and add in. We were going to have a sequence where he basically, in the previous shot 4, he had dropped the box, and we're going to have the glasses that he was wearing bounce up out of the screen, but it's just implied that he lost them at this point, which is why they're gone as compared to shot 2, where he actually had them. Other than that, this went fairly well, fairly smoothly. It was a great group this month, and I'm honestly kind of looking forward to working with those guys, because they were very high energy. They got things done, and they were the ones that helped me get a lot of these suggestions and ideas, and working together with this group this month was just fantastic. They always had a suggestion to help make things better. So yeah, I think that's about everything that I have to say about this project. Thank you very much. It's been a fun month, and I look forward to working with everyone in the future.